Perfect, perfect, perfecto. Just before coming here, I was listening to YouTube. There's one channel, Yoga Dharma Harinam Sankirtan in YouTube. I don't know who this person is. This person is just uploading tunes that are all forgotten tunes, old tunes, wonderful tunes. The thing that got me attracted to this channel was this fella. This person, he uploaded some tunes by Indra Prabhu, unedited, unreleased, unmastered, uncut, nothing. Rare, I mean raw recording, there was Indra Das old tune 1, old tune 2, old tune 3, 4, 5, 6. The last one I saw was 8. Oh, I tell you, fantastic. But that's not what I'm talking about. Just before I came, they were just uploaded, maybe about 6 hours ago, one tune by Agni Deva. Agni Deva, you know who's Agni Deva, right? You know who's Agni Deva, right?
Oh, Agni Deva.
Famous Kirtan. He came to our Toru. He was there. So he sang in 1976 Gora Arti in New Dwarka. This song, my early days when I joined Iskcon in year 2000, this cassette I had, this song. I made copies of it. I gave to every person I know in the temple. Everybody was hearing this cassette every day. And they all thought this is Srila Prabhupada. Because that time we were young, we all don't know anything apart who is Srila Prabhupada, who is this, who is that. Nobody know anything. New people. So for a long time, they thought this Agni Deva was Srila Prabhupada. Oh, she is very nice, fantastic. So the tune is there. I thought of sharing in our WhatsApp group, but I know from my experience, if I just share, nobody would see. I got to make announcement, got to make a big thing out of it. Then after I put, oh yeah, Dhruva Bro talked about this one, but just listen. Please listen to the tune. The Gora Arti tune. I tried to recreate it, cannot do it. So many people have heard this every day, over and over again. When we sing it, cannot recreate. I do not know. It's some kind of magic or what. You just have to listen to it and you will know what I mean. Very, very nice. Agni Deva, 1976. This was when Srila Prabhupada was still around. Srila Prabhupada left in 1977. So, very, very nice. I was in that mood.
Very nice.
Very nice. I'll share in the WhatsApp. Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskritya
Naram Chayam Narottamam
Naram Chaivam Narottamam
Devim Saraswati Vyasam
Devim Saraswati Vyasam
Katojayam
Tato
Udiyayam
Jayam
Naspresha Udhaneshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naisiki Om Jnana Timirandasika Jnana Sarakaya Tattvanamrutanyana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manavishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Vishapadatikram Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapakalam Shri Guru Vaisnavam Shri Rupam Saradatam Sagana Raghunatham Sajivam Sadvaitam Gautam Jana Jaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Param Sarananda Shri Sarananda Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Govinda Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namaste Taptakam Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Samanute Devi Pranamani Hari Vanchakrutirvijaya Karpasivyo Javachana Pavanivyo Vaishnaviyo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Shunay Krishna Krishna Putare Jyoti Javadakauti Nama Charjanitai Vinodani Gaura Kadunamdai Vinodam Tarim Kampuruti Machurum Pagulai Tirim Sri Patamam Mande Sri Kurutina Dharma Paramamadavam Sri Chaitanya Ishvara. Welcome everybody to today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today we are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 71. Chapter entitled The Lord Travels to Indraprastha, text number 8. Please repeat after me. Nimitam param isasya.
Nimitam Param Isasya
Nimitam param isasya.
Nimitam Param Isasya
Vishwasarga nirodayo.
Vishwasarga Nirodayo
Vishwasarga nirodayo.
Vishwasarga Nirodayo
Hiranya Garbha Sarvascha.
Hiranya Garbha Sarvascha
Hiranya Garbha Sarvascha.
Hiranya Garbha Sarvascha
Kalasya Rupinastava.
Kalasya Rupinastava
Kalasya Rupinastava.
Kalasya Rupinastava
Nimitam param isasya.
Nimitam Param Isasya
Vishwasarga nirodayo.
Vishwasarga Nirodayo
Hiranya Garbha Sarvascha.
Hiranya Garbha Sarvascha
Kalasya Rupinastava.
Kalasya Rupinastava
Nimitam param isasya.
Nimitam Param Isasya
Vishwasarga nirodayo.
Vishwasarga Nirodayo
Hiranya Garbha Sarvascha.
Hiranya Garbha Sarvascha
Kalasya Rupinastava.
Kalasya Rupinastava Nimitam Param Isasya
Nimitam param isasya.
Vishwasarga Nirodaya
Vishwasarga nirodayo.
Hiranya Garbha Sarvascha
Hiranya Garbha Sarvascha.
Kalasya Rupinastava
Kalasya Rupinastava.
Nimitam Param Isasya
Nimitam param isasya.
Vishwasarga Nirodaya
Vishwasarga nirodaya.
Hiranya Garbha Sarvascha
Hiranya Garbha Sarvascha.
Kalasya Rupinastava
Kalasya Rupinastava. Nimitam param isasya. Vishwasarga nirodayo. Hiranya Garbha Sarvascha. Kalasya Rupinastava. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. It's a translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace. Translation: even Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva act only as your instrument in cosmic creation and annihilation, which are ultimately done by you, the Supreme Lord, in your invisible aspects of time. Purport. Uddhava here explains that in fact Lord Krishna himself will cause the death of Jarasandha and Bhima will merely be an instrument. The Supreme Lord, through his invisible potency of time, creates and annihilates the entire cosmic situation, whereas great demigods such as Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are merely the instruments of the Lord's will. Therefore, Bhima will have no difficulty acting as the Lord's instrument to kill the powerful Jarasandha. In this way, by the Lord's arrangement, his devotee Bhima will be glorified. Tamil translation. Okay.
இதை முடிவாக உங்களுடைய காலத்தின் அருப அம்சத்தில் பரம புருஷராகிய உங்களால் மட்டுமே செய்யப்படுகின்றனவோ அந்த பிரபஞ்ச படைப்பையும் அழிவையும் நிறைவேற்றுவதில் பிரம்மதேவரும் சிவபெருமானும் உங்களுடைய கருவிகளாக மட்டுமே செயற்படுகின்றனர். உத்தவர் இங்கு பின்வருமாறு விவரிக்கிறார். உண்மையில் ஜலசந்தாவுக்கு மரணத்தை ஏற்படுத்த போகிறவர் ஸ்ரீ கிருஷ்ணரே. ஜீவன் ஒரு கருவி மட்டுமே ஆவார். பிரம்மபுருஷர் கண்ணனுக்கு புலப்படாத காலம் எனும் அவரது சக்தியின் வாயிலாக முழு பிரபஞ்சத்தையும் படைத்து அழிக்கிறார். ஆனால் பிரம்மதேவர் மற்றும் சிவபெருமான் போன்ற சிறந்த தேவர்கள் பகவானுடைய விருப்பத்தின் கருவிகள் மட்டுமே ஆவார். எனவே சக்தி வாய்ந்த ஜலசந்தனை கொள்ள பகவானின் கருவியாக செயல்படுவதில் பீமனுக்கு எந்த கஷ்டமும் இருக்காது. இவ்வாறாக பகவானின் ஏற்பாட்டின்படி அவரது பக்தரான பீமன் புகழ் பாடுவார்.
Hare Krishna. So this is a very wonderful statement stated by Uddhava. Uddhava is a very close associate of Sri Krishna, Dwarkadish Krishna. Very, very close associate, pure devotee. Is practically inseparable from Dwarkadish Krishna. So Uddhava stated this statement because he wanted to establish the position of Krishna. What is his role in all of that is happening in this whole universe? Wanted to establish that. So he says here that the function of creation, maintenance, and destruction of the universe is actually not done by Lord Brahma or Lord Shiva or when say Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu maintains it, but he says it's actually not done by them. The process of creation and destruction that is assigned to Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva actually not done by them. This Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, they're simply instruments in the hands of the Supreme Lord. It's simply instruments. In Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma says, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So Lord Brahma himself says, the supreme controller is Krishna, who is Satchit Ananda Vigraha. He is the embodiment of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. And this same Krishna, he is without beginning, and there is no end. And he is the one who gives pleasure to the senses and to the cow, Govinda. Anadir Adir Govinda. He is without beginning and there is no end. He is Govinda. Sarva Karan Karanam. He is the ultimate cause of all causes. Anything that happens, anything that you think is the cause of something, some creation or some appearance or some disappearance, the ultimate source of that cause of appearance and disappearance is that Krishna. This is what Lord Brahma said. And then of course, Lord Shiva says, Asaradana Purusha Dharma Syasya Parantapa Aparapram Magni Vasanti Mrityu Samsara Vatmani. No, that is Bhagavad Gita. Lord Shiva told once to Parvati, my dear Parvati, all the devas, including you, have been put into this material world to simply carry out the sweet will of Sri Hari. This is what Lord Shiva says. What is that verse? Please say, very nice verse. Asrada. Aradhanam Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam Parama. Aradhanam Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam Param Tasmat Paritanam Devi Tadiya Samatya. Lord Shiva says in Padma Purana, he says there that of all the worship of Lord Vishnu is the highest. Higher still than the worship of Lord Vishnu is everything and anything that is related to Vishnu, like his pure devotee. You see, even Lord Shiva says. So the process of creation and maintenance and destruction actually is all carried out by the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. The origin of the Sakti, the power, the external energy, the internal potency, everything is Krishna. It is Krishna's nature that he wants to glorify his devotees. Lord Brahma is a wonderful devotee of Lord Krishna. Lord Shiva is a wonderful devotee of Lord Krishna. Krishna's nature here is he wants to glorify his devotees. So now the question here comes is, okay, this is great. This is to do with Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, and their relation Krishna. But what about us? How does this relate to us? Huh? I often ask these kind of questions. Yeah, okay, people philosophy, okay, but how does this relate to us? It's the same thing also. It's the same thing with us, so it's not different. Only difference between us and the Devas is the Devas are very, very highly placed administrators of this universe. We are the living entities on this planet Earth in the human form. That's all. That's the only difference. They are Devas, we are humans. Okay, they are Jivatma, we are Jivatma also. So the rules that apply to them also apply to us. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, night time cannot think. What is that verse? Prakiti kriyamanani guni karmani sarvasa ahankara vipuratma kartaniti manite. The spirit so bewildered by the influence of false ego thinks himself the doer of activities, which is actually carried out by the three modes of material nature. So later on, this is chapter 3. Later on, chapter 7, Krishna says, Daivi isa gunamayi mama maya duratiya. This divine energy of mind consisting of the three modes of material nature. So here, if you ask, this is three modes of material nature, he didn't say Krishna. But Krishna in chapter 7 says that this divine energy of mind consisting of the three modes of material nature. So answer ready. These three modes of material nature is actually one of the tiny energies of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So this verse here explains that we all under the influence of false ego. False ego means what? I am the enjoyer. I am the enjoyer. I am the body. My goal in life is to satisfy my senses. My senses is everything. There is nothing beyond that. That is false ego. So the same rule applies to us also. We think we are the doer. We think we are the one non-done. Oh, I got lots of money. I'm a very successful businessman. I'm a this, I'm a that. I'm a famous person. I'm an actor. Oh, is that, is that. I am non-done, non-done, non-done. Actually, nothing is us. Everything is Krishna. Krishna is just simply giving you the Sakti. Since you did something in the past, some pious activities, you qualify for this kind of thing. Okay, I give to you. You do what you want to do. Actually, the one who is carrying it out is actually Krishna. The result that comes from the activity also is Krishna. So therefore, we have to think to ourselves, actually, if that's the case, even in chapter 15, chapter 15, text 15, this one verse really blew my mind for years, and in fact now also actually. Sarvascham yati sarvashtam marta smirti jnana upanamcha. If you were to tell me that everything is done by Krishna, the result is Krishna, I think to myself, yeah, intellectually I can accept it. But this verse here, it says that I am seated in everyone's heart. From me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness of you. What is me then? What is I? that is the beginning of Mayavadi philosophy. You are nothing. You just be. Jodita. That is the beginning. So must be careful what conclusions you come to. After I come to what you call connect this to the Mayavadi philosophy. the question will come, what am I then? Everything is Krishna. Remembrance to Krishna, knowledge is Krishna. I forget also Krishna. What is me? So the answer here is that everything actually is belonging to Krishna. It's actually Krishna's grace. Your body is Krishna's grace. Your intelligence, your talent, whatever you have, whatever you don't have, is actually Krishna's grace. And in this material world, we have a choice. We have an independence. That independence also is part and parcel of Krishna. Because it's available, Krishna is available in us also. Krishna is independent. We are also independent. So the independence is our freedom. This is the only place. You see, we can't choose what body we get. You can't choose, you know, if you are a female or he's a male. You can't choose. It's assigned to you. Nobody had any choice. I had no choice. You know. So what is it that is us? The choice that we make with the results that Krishna gives us, that is us. The choices of what we do with the result, the palam, whatever we do, there is some palam, isn't it? There's some result. Prabhu will go to market, he'll buy the ingredients, he'll cook, something will come out nice. You know, so the result is tasty food. Okay? What you do with the tasty food will determine if you're a devotee or you're a devotee. Okay? That is the thing. That is the distinction between karmi and a devotee, actually. So I want to make this connection here. This verse here is actually very important because these past few days, I do not know why, I seem to be bumping into people who are utterly confused about their religion. They are utterly confused about their place in the world. Totally confused. Huh? And this brought me to the point of asking questions. And see, this is the wonderful thing about Krishna. Now, if you sincerely ask a question, you sincerely want to know the answer, somehow or other, Krishna will give you the answer. And the answer came in a wonderful, wonderful form. There are a lot of YouTube channels now that I watch. I make it a point to watch every day. Okay, there's one YouTube channel by the name of the late morning show with Namras. This is a devotee in US. It's a talk show because a lot of people are confused. They need clarification. So you'll get all nice guests, all senior devotees and people who know about Shastra and all that come and talk and explain that. So the in this show, the guests that he invites, some of them are young Gurukulis. These are children of Srila Prabhupada disciples who are brought up in Gurukuls. And a lot of them, not one or two of them, a lot of them, all of them are the Quran, same story. They will be brought up in Gurukul, every day Mangal Arati, Samsara Dava, Naladita, look, and then sit down Bagavatam class, and then chanting, and then eat prasadam. This was their childhood, no? Until they become 18, 19 years old, no? This was their childhood. Most of them, for don't know what reason, they will find some excuse to hate Krishna consciousness because their parents are Krishna conscious. Teenagers, this is teenagers. They will find some excuse. So when they get their freedom, when they reach 18, 19 years old, they will leave Gurukul, they will join some college, they'll get their degree, they'll get a job, they'll get a girlfriend or boyfriend, and they'll go for vacation, they'll buy a house, they'll get married, they live life like what everyone else lives, not devotee life, empty devotee life, because they don't like. After some time, all of them without fail, they were, after they experience all this, their family, children, wife, work, job, bills to pay, everything, they will come, Allah, hey, Bhagavatam is right, lah. Bhagavatam said there's nothing in the material world, there is nothing there. They've got a big hole in their heart. They feel emptiness. This is when they realize, oh my God, all the while I've been blaming my parents. Actually, it's not my parents, it was me. The problem, the illusion was in me. So now all these Gurukulis, the ones who left, they have all come back. They have all come back. They either some divorced their current wives or their husbands. And now they're single now or they're being very into Krishna consciousness, and all of them are kirtanias. Why? Because in kirtan you can really absorb yourself. All of them. And then when I saw this kind of interviews, I thought to myself, maybe this guy should say, no. This guy, my classmate was like this person was like that, and person was like this person was like that. So many of them, all of them. Ultimately, it comes down to the ultimate truth. The ultimate truth here will help you. Okay, this is very important point. This is very, very important. This is what you will do. And then let me tell you what is going on here in Malaysia with the youths. Our Malaysian intellectuals here are very slow. They are slow. In America, in Europe, there's already for the past 30, 40 years, independent, association of intellectuals, like these all professors and research people. What they do is they will do independent research on the youths of that country, US guy, Europe guy. Now only it started here, maybe 3-4 years ago. Some professors here, they did some survey, and they did some survey on the youths. Of course, the focus here is the Malay youths, because Malay is majority. They also did on Indians and Chinese youths, not old fellows like us. We all are on our way out already, not interested, only youths. And the most interesting thing they found out was all the youths, irregardless of what race they are having a self-image problem. They do not know who they are. The youths do not know who they are. They don't identify with any cultural thing that they have in their life. They don't identify. So this bunch of professors, they say it's very alarming. Why? Because they did the survey with the Malay youths, and 80% of them, they say we identify ourselves with the Taliban. The youths in Malaysia, they identify themselves with some radical group. Some radical group. What? I was thinking, why is this? What happened here? Some strange, phenomenon is going on here. They don't identify themselves with anything that is of this country. They don't. Of course, they don't go for politics, that's for sure. Politicians themselves kill themselves, kill their own image, everything. So the youth is no. They're looking for somebody to look up to, some hero. There is none. So now they are lost. So when these people discovered this, I saw another interview. This one is by a very famous girl. Her name is Dia Khan. She's a Punjabi Pathan, born in Norway. Father is a musician. Father taught her how to play keyboard and all that. She also became a famous musician. But because she's a Muslim, Khan, because she's a Muslim in her own country, her own people, not the white people, not the other races, her own Muslim community, they threatened her and said, this is a job of prostitutes. You better stop this. But she loved what she does. So she became so bad, she had to move to England. From England, also same thing there. From there, she moved to America. In America, she became very famous. There in America, her own people told her, say, you don't stop this, means you will kill your parents. So she got confused really, so what the heck is this, So she stopped her singing and all that. But she decided to become a documentary maker. And she wanted to find out, why is it my people, bunch of, why are they so fanatical? Why are they so backward in their thinking? What happened to them? You know, so she decided to interview all those terrorists in Guantanamo Bay. Where is Guantanamo Bay? It's a very exclusive prison in America. It's an island by itself. All the terrorists all go there. They usually go there, they don't come out. So she decided to go and interview them. So she go and interview all this her own race line. She wanted to find out. And she discovered something very shocking. These fellows terrorists they also in the same boat. They also do not know who they are. They got no self-image. They got no grounding. They got no culture. They got nothing to look up to. They had a big hole in their heart. Unfortunately for them, some unscrupulous person saw that their weakness, exploited it, showed them love and affection, and because of their love and affection, they decided to dedicate their lives to this terroristic, and they became terrorists. And this dear Khan, she saw this Allah say, hey, I'm in the same boat also. I also going through the same problem. I'm not a terrorist, but that hole in the heart is still there. I do not know who I am. So the reason why I'm telling this, and this is because in Srimad Bagavatam, it tells you the absolute truth. When you see and read this absolute truth, when you at the point of reading, you might not accept it. You might not accept it. But just like the Gurukul boys and girls, they also did not accept. They went through the culture for their whole youths. They did not accept. They went out to the world. They kena whack left, right, and center. Paid bills, children, family, work problems, stress, talawali, all that. And then they realized because there was the foundation, there was this culture, there was this foundation, that Ishwara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha Anadi Radhi Govinda Sarava Karan Karan. They remember this, and he saved them. This is a very, very important point. Our future is our youth. And most Indians don't know anything about this. They have no idea that their children actually are having what do you call? All is one thing. They are having some turmoil in themselves. They don't identify. They don't think themselves, oh, I'm Indian, or I'm this culture, or I'm this religion, or I believe in this, and my principle is this. Youths today all free thinkers. Anything the wind come blow this side, oh, Harry Potter, Harry Potter is wonderful. There was one question and answer with Shivara Maharaj in Bhaktivedanta manner. Youths were there. The youths were there, and they were talking like Harry Potter is God. They were talking like Harry Potter is God. Oh, I love Harry Potter, Harry Potter, Harry Potter, Harry Potter. Maharaj said, what is this Harry Potter? What Harry Potter has done? He's not even real, he's fictional. He's not real. If you want to read Krishna book, Krishna is real. Krishna, if you accept Krishna within your heart, he will appear in your heart, he will help you. Krishna is real, Rama is real, Balaram is real, Srimati Radharani is real, Gauranga Mahaprabhu is real. Who is this Harry Potter? He hold a stick and do magic. What is this? Nonsense. So this was very shocking. This was in England, not once upon a time. This was just a few years ago. It's on YouTube. You can see what they call a Q&A. Utterly confused. Utterly confused. So therefore, this Uddhava now here is making this point because he is emphasizing the fact that Krishna now is asking me to give advice, as if he doesn't know. This is Krishna's nature. His devotee, he wants to glorify that. He wanted to glorify Uddhava. So Uddhava was seeing the situation. He saw that, this assembly of the Yadus in Dwarka, they were all discussing about this Jarasandha. They want to whack this Jarasandha. They were discussing that. While the discussion was going on, a messenger came from 20,000 kings who were kidnapped by Jarasandha. And then after that, a message came from Narada Muni saying that the Pandavas want to perform a Rajasuya sacrifice. So now Krishna is pretending to be confused. I don't know which one. Which one to do first? Must go and kill Jarasandha first or go for the Rajasuya sacrifice? Actually, Krishna knows everything. So Uddhava now is being put into a position of giving a solution. So Uddhava said this verse to emphasize the fact that actually everything is happening because of Krishna. Krishna is the supreme personality of God, and everything is happening because of him. But because he is such a loving, supreme personality of God, and he's such a loving personality, he wants to glorify his devotee. So therefore, let me say something. So Uddhava decided to give an idea. He says that yes, we should do something about this Jarasandha. But at the same time, we should also honor the Pandavas. Pandavas are very dear to us. Huh? We should take advantage of this Rajasuya sacrifice, because without getting the allegiance of all the kings around the world, you cannot perform the Rajasuya sacrifice. Therefore, with the help of the Pandavas, we can defeat Jarasandha. You see? So the reason why Uddhava made this point was because in the assembly of Dwarka, where Krishna was Dwarkadish, he was the king. Krishna realized if the idea came from him, this idea, if idea came from Krishna, immediately there will be opposition. That is the nature of this material world. I don't know if you notice or not. The moment you have something of value, you have a position, or you have some wealth, or you have some beauty, you have something, you are a standout. You are a standout from the group. Immediately there will be somebody envious. That is the nature of this material world. So now the question might be asked, Prabhu, this is Dwarkadish, Prabhu. This is the Yadu dynasty. They are all devotees of Krishna. Are you telling me they are envious of Krishna also? In a sense, yes. In a sense, yes. Why? Because in that assembly were not only old personality like Ugrasena and Satyaki and all the old. There were also young generals there, young soldiers there. Young people being young people, they want to do what they want to do, irregardless of whoever's instruction. That is youth, not so intelligent. A lot of uruchagam, a lot of what you call enthusiasm, but they don't think. So Krishna knew. If Krishna came up with this idea, immediately they said, no, we must, handle Jarasandha first, we must go and fight with him. So Krishna was very intelligent. He asked Uddhava to say this. Why? Because Uddhava is not old and he's not young. He's somewhere in the middle, number one. Number two, everybody loves him because he is truly a pure devotee. The nature of pure devotee is the people that hate you also will love you. The people who love you also will love you. There's a Dhira Dhir Jana Priya Karo, in Sri Sat Goswami Astakam. He says that those who are gentlemen and those who are ruffians, they love Vaishnavas because the nature of Vaishnava is he does not discriminate. Or you are good, you are bad, or you are stingy, or you are good, or you are this, or you are that. They don't think like that. That is envious thinking. So Vaishnavas, they don't discriminate. So in the assembly of these Yadus, Krishna knew these young generals they want to fight. So when Uddhava came up with this idea, everybody said, listen, this Uddhava is our friend, he's our friend. So they all a bit calmed down, number one. Number two, Uddhava not only came up with the idea, he also explained why. Let's get the help of the Pandavas. Among all the personalities in the world, very few people can fight with this Jarasandha. Why? Because Jarasandha, he said, he has a strength of 10,000 elephants. Very, very powerful. Physical strength. Personal physical strength of 10,000 elephants. And Uddhava says there's only one other person that I know of that has at least that amount of strength. 10,000 elephants. Who is that? Bhima. So Uddhava says, why not we get the help of the Pandavas, specifically Bhima. We disguise ourselves as Brahmanas and go and visit Jarasandha, because Jarasandha, being a demon, he understands the power of pleasing a Brahmana. He will never refuse a Brahmana's wish. So this was Uddhava's plan. Okay, number one. Number two, he also explains that if you were to fight with Jarasandha on the battlefield, it will be very difficult. Because Jarasandha, even though he's been defeated 17 times by Krishna, his strength is actually on the battlefield. When he's surrounded by his soldiers, by his generals, when he has support of his network of kings, he's very, very powerful. But if you approach him face to face, it's a bit more easier to defeat him. And at the same time, Uddhava also said that if Bhima go alone, not so good. But if Krishna, you go with him, means his victory is assured. Bhima can kill Jarasandha in a hand-to-hand combat. So when Uddhava said this, immediately all the kings there, they said, oh, you're very good idea. I don't thought of it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Pass. The Lulu sky. So immediately what happened was Krishna and all his 16,108 wives, all of them went to Indraprastha. That's why the Lord travels to Indraprastha. So it is described here that, can you imagine 16,108 princesses of Dwarka. And these princesses also not ordinary princesses. These are Dwarkadish wives. All of them traveling on the road. It was a pesta. Literally, it was a pesta. They take their own sweet time to travel from Dwarka to Indraprastha, and they pass through Gujarat, Haryana, all the different states, so many villages. Everybody came to see Krishna and his wives. Everybody can say, wow, so beautiful. What is these wives of Krishna? I wonder what they did to get this kind of good fortune to become the wife of Krishna. So this is what. So when they arrive to Hastinapur, Yudhishthir heard, Krishna is here, Krishna is here. All the Pandavas, they came out, with Yudhishthir Maharaj, with Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadev, Bhima, all of them came. They greeted Krishna, and it is described here very, 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 very much in detail how they behaved in front of Krishna. When Yudhishthir came, he hugged Krishna because same. When Bhima came, he hugged Krishna and he bowed down at his feet because he was a little bit younger. Okay. Arjuna came to hug Krishna and also bow down at his feet. Nakula and Sahadev, they came, they bowed down first and then they hugged. So all this you see is like, oh, this is all friendly. No, this is all Vaishnava etiquette. Must be very, very careful how you behave. And when Krishna came to see Kunti Devi, Krishna fell at Kunti Devi's feet. Krishna met Draupadi. Draupadi fell at Krishna's feet. Next to Draupadi is Subhadra Devi, Krishna's sister. Krishna's sister, because she is younger, she fell at Krishna's feet. All of this explained there in detail. I was thinking, why he is spending so much time explaining this? I don't know, must be emphasized because it's Vaishnava etiquette. This etiquette is our way of expressing our love for Vaishnava. There's nothing we can give a Vaishnava. Vaishnava is not in need of anything. Their purpose in life is to serve others so that they can save them from repeated birth and death in this world. So they don't need anything. There's nothing we can give them, but we can give them our love and affection by showing them great respect. And how do you do that? You do that by following in the footsteps of those who come before us. They show respect. This is how respect should be done. And it is done knowingly. This is very important. Why? Because I see most of us, most people that I meet, they are really unconscious. They go around, like they do work also like machine. Oh, what are you doing? Don't know, lah. You know, you talk to people, you explain to them things, they will listen. You understand, lah? Don't know, lah. I don't know what you say. Oh, you don't know, answer. Okay, go. No intelligence to ask. Actually, can you explain now? What is it? What is that? We are doing things unconsciously. So please don't be unconscious. This is international society of Krishna consciousness. Please be conscious. Please be conscious who you are around, who's around you, what you are doing, what opportunities have come in your way to serve Vaishnavas. Please be conscious. So like this, Krishna stayed with the Pandavas for a few months, and in that time, a few pastimes happened with Arjuna. Krishna spent a lot of time with Arjuna. Why? Because Arjuna is very very affectionate to Krishna. This is the time when they slept on the same bed. They wrestle with each other. They ate from the same plate. All that. So Krishna wanted to give benediction to Arjuna. So he brought Arjuna to a forest called Kandahar forest. So there, apparently, I do not. This is even in Mahabharata also is not clear. Krishna told Arjuna, "You set this forest on fire." So Arjuna did not question Krishna, and he just took his arrow, threw. The forest was on fire, and then immediately Agni Deva came and he swallowed up the whole forest because Agni Deva apparently was hungry. So he needed to eat something, so that his food was his forest. So it does not explain why that pastime took place. Even in Mahabharata also, it doesn't explain. It just says this happened. So while this forest was on fire, apparently in this forest, this Kandahar forest, there is one demon by the name of Maya Danava. This Maya Danava demon has this ability of technology. So out of affection, this demon was at the wrong place at the wrong time. So Arjuna, out of affection, saved him. So out of gratitude, this demon asked Arjuna, "What can I do for you? I would like to give you a benediction. I will give you something." So Krishna said, "Ask him for a celestial hall." You see, like in Dwarka, there is the Sudharma hall. It was taken from from Swarga. So Krishna wanted the same kind of hall for this Indraprastha. This is the hall that embarrassed Duryodhana. Duryodhana was very envious. He's always very, very envious. So he came in this hall, and this hall was so fantastic that when there's water, it seems like there's floor, and when there's floor, it's water. It's like very, very optical illusion kind of thing. So this Duryodhana got embarrassed in his hall, and this sparked the Kurukshetra war. So this pastime what took place. Okay. So what happened after this? You have to wait for next week. This chapter goes on for 2-3 more chapters. So, this is part 2 actually. Last week was part 1. You didn't come. So you got some function. You had function. So anyway, the class is there. You can hear. So I'll end here. Any questions? Any queries? Any comments? Please share. Yes, but he did not complete it. That's a good question. That one I have to find out. I know I did mention in a class here one time.